welcome to my channel. My name's Jen, and this is finally the finished version of the Husky that I started 3 weeks ago? A month ago, maybe? I don't really remember. I blame it on the fact I still don't have a desk. Getting there. Hopefully soon. Because so then I've got, work around stuff. But anyway, this is the finished Husky. The way it's, working on the ears, which... yeah, okay, they kind of look okay. I'm not too 100%, miserable with them. And then the rest of the Husky, the fur and the neck, and the rest of the mouth that I needed to finish. But, using Clip Studio again, like I've used for the last, I don't know how many projects, just because it's my laptop, and it's the only one that doesn't kill it, like I said before. Anyway, I thought I would talk about dogs today. That's what it's a finished dog piece, so let's talk about dogs. I worked at a dog groomer's for about 2 years when I was early 20s, we'll say, and people like, oh, hey, you're around dogs all the time, cute little fuzzy things. Yeah, that's great. You were around dogs all the time, and the occasional cat and rabbit and the occasional llama, whatever you want to call it. But there was a horse in there, but that was before, not a horse, like a Shetland pony. But that was before I worked there. But they got it in there to shave the thing. But, yeah, that's great. Like I said, you're around cute, fuzzy, furry things, and, you get to know some of the dogs that are your regulars, and you look forward to them coming every month if they're coming. If you got, a Shih Tzu, or I know I said that wrong, or a dog, like a poodle, the hair's constantly growing, you really should get them groomed at least every 2 months, or brush them yourself, but... I'll try not to turn this into a you need to do this, you need to do that video. But anyway, yeah, so cute furry things, which is great. But they also have teeth and claws, and I was bit a few times, but usually it was a Yorkshire Terrier and they've got really pointy teeth, but the little bastards would always try to bite me, and I don't know why. I've got other dogs. We have pit bulls and German Shepherds with huge teeth, and what else? That's kind of bull terriers and stuff like. No, there was nothing started by me. Big dogs were like, I'm here, and they usually just sit there or lay down. But little frickin' Yorkshire Terriers, yeah. Cats bite too, but that's another thing. Cats bite a lot. Cats don't like water usually. Some cats do, but none of the cats that we had liked water. So I didn't get bit, thankfully, by a cat. The other person that worked there occasionally, she did get bit, and it got infected, and because cats have really filthy mouths and stuff, and this cat did a number on her arm, and they were actually thinking they might have to cut it off because the antibiotics weren't working, but eventually they did find something that worked, thankfully, and she didn't have to lose an arm. But that cat was never allowed back in the shop again because they refused to drug it, and and I don't think, drugging your animal is the right thing to do, but just calm the thing down a little bit, and they refused to, so we're like, no, not doing it again, and I was like, I ain't getting bit. But anyway, so you can see I flipped this, that was a jump in the thing, to see what the ear looked like, the ear that doesn't finish, and it looked really odd, so I decided to shave some of it off, and I messed around with the size and stuff to try to get it to look a little right, because the dog isn't looking straight on, he's kind of got his head tilted slightly, but that ear just didn't quite look right. The sketch just obviously wasn't right. That was my own fault for messing up the sketch. And I'm trying to fix the side of the face too, just to kind of make it look a little bit more round, because it was just a bit too square and too flat. So yeah, if something doesn't look quite right, flip the image if you can, and you can do that with a mirror, obviously, if you're drawing with a pen and pencil or something like that, because sometimes you see what's not working, and then you can fix it, maybe, hopefully. But anyway, back to the dog groomers. But yeah, we had a few Huskies, but when you had a Husky that, a big furry dog like that, that was pretty much the only big dog you could have. But then you'd have 12 to 15 during Christmas, sometimes 20 other small or medium-sized dogs to do. So one big dog's enough between two people. Somebody bathing, which was me, and the other person doing the shaving, which was the boss. So, and it's a really hard job. People think, oh, that's great, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, it's really hard, actually, and it kills your bloody back. But yeah, the good thing is, like I said, you are around cute, fuzzy things, cute fuzzy things. And you do get to know, like, I remember Fred, Basset Hound, big long goof with the loud howl that, you know, they have, like, the baying that they do. And the first time he did it, it scared the hell out of me because he was right in my face. But it was like, but great dog, you know, he was a really nice dog. The worst dog I ever had to bath, though, was my own. I had a Bouvier, I'm saying this completely wrong because my French is crap now, a Bouvier de Flanders, and I just called it Bouv, and big dog, 100 and something pounds, and he freaked out, grabbed me, pulled me into the tub, decided he couldn't get away that way, so go the other way towards the wall, couldn't get out that way, so he punched holes in the wall. And it was like, okay, okay, phone the father-in-law, you need to come hold the dog because he's freaking out. So yeah, that was, my own dog was the worst dog I ever bathed. So yeah, I was like, great. He never tried to bite me. He wasn't ever a biter and stuff. He just freaked out, punched holes in the wall, ripped my hair clip out. I was like, oh, I'm in the tub. But, you know, and like I said, I did it for 2 years. And then I quit and moved back to Ontario. And would I still be doing it now? No, because I've got MS and I couldn't be, it's too physical. It's a very physical job. But did I enjoy it? Not at first, because it's a very physical job. But after a while I did, because you're, like I said, you're around dogs and stuff, and once you get in this thing of things, you know, this the scheme of things, not the scheme of things, once you get like a rhythm going, like, you know, dog comes in, greet everybody, brush the dog out, bath the dog, brush and blow dry the dog, and if it needs to get shaved, pass it to the owner. You know, if not, you can do the rest, because you can, you know, I could do basic trimming with the clippers, you know, like, okay, if it was feet, or, you know, a belly, or something like that, or, you know, just a basic rough cut, I could do, couldn't do a finishing cut, but I could do a rough cut. So really, if the owner was sick and like, you want your dog, I can kind of do it roughly if you want. I had a few actually that did do that, and because the dog needed to get groomed, so they just decided, we'll just get a messy cut, a short messy cut, and then come back in a month. And they were fine with that. They just wanted their dog to get bathed and groomed and stuff. So I was like, okay. So there, I had to do a few of them, but that was fine because I had keys, so I could get in the shop, no problem. But yeah, this was in Alberta. Probably should have mentioned that. Yeah, it was in Alberta. It was in Alberta for, I guess, off and on 10 years, 12 years, something like that. I don't really know. But then back to Ontario, and back and forth and back and forth. So, yeah, because one parent's on each end and stuff, and yeah. But yeah, no, the dog groomers, we said, I'm rambling here, nothing new there. But yeah, a few Huskies. We had I'm saying this name wrong again, a Keeshhound, Keshound, Keyhound, I don't really know, Keeshaund. I think that's how you say it, I don't know. It's like a small, medium-sized, fluffy dog, and really nice dog, but somebody stole him and stuff, and yeah, not from us, from the owners, but yeah, that was a huge thing at the time. It was like, what happened to the dog? But he was a really nice dog, that was the thing. And then she actually had dogs herself that would come into the shop, so there was usually some kind of dog there. Whether it was her dog, my dog, a customer's dog. There was usually maybe one or two dogs, you know, if they weren't in a kennel, like they were, you know, out getting pet by people, which was fine. But yeah, and then puppies, of course. Puppies are squirmy. Puppies are very squirmy to bath, that's all I'm saying about that. Very, very squirmy. But puppies we're just pretty much brush them and bath them, and then clean the feet and stuff like that. Really nothing when they're young, after they've had their shots. All their shots. Do not take your dog to the vet, to anywhere without having all its shots, because they need them. But yeah, the worst thing I could say is that people will bring their dogs in and ask us, say to us, the dog really has a smell, like a really funky smell coming from his head area. We're like, okay, okay. We'll make sure we'll clean that and stuff. No, it's not the dog's fur that's the problem. It's the dog's teeth that are the problem. So the teeth are rotting out of this dog's head, and they never thought, hey, let's look at the dog's teeth. So yeah, it's like, no, you need to look at your dog's teeth. And there I go saying I wasn't going to turn this into a preachy video or something like that. But yeah, look at your dog's teeth, or any kind of animal that you have, because, you know, that's a big problem with animals. But I mean, our dog's teeth are fine. For an 11-year-old dog, her teeth are really freaking clean. She's got a big overbite, but that's not our fault. That's whoever bred her's fault, really. She's just a Heinz. Well, she's a border collie cross or something. We don't really know what. Some kind of Spitz, probably. Just a random breeder dog, and but yeah, no, check your dog's teeth. Anyway, Convenient, I'm working on the dog's mouth, This dog was young, his teeth were perfectly fine. Not that I had have a photo of his teeth, but I did see his teeth when he was barking and stuff, because big bark. But, his teeth are fine. For a year and something old dog, yeah, you would expect that. But, yeah, I've gone talking about dog numbers, talking about dogs' teeth, but dog teeth are important. Even on people, I should know that, because I'm missing teeth, because I didn't go to the dentist in Canada for long, because dentists are not cheap in Canada, But here I go to the dentist, well, if it wasn't for the virus thing, I'd be going to the dentist every 6 months. But, with everything going on at the moment, I'm not really going anywhere. Even with the first frickin' dose of the vaccine, I'm really not going anywhere, Because my neurologist is like, no, you're not allowed. Actually, I was thinking about making a video in the future. I'm not sure if I was messing with my MRI scans, because I have a copy of them, to do a video talking about the MS, but I'm not 100% sure if people would get bored with that. I'm not really sure. I might do a poll on Twitter or I don't really know, or whatever like that. Or if you think it's a good idea to me talk about that and mess with my MS, do some kind of graphic design kind of thing with it, the MRI, which is really cool actually to look at. I might do that in the future and stuff. But the next video I'm going to try to do a tutorial. That's what I'm going to try to do the next video. But anyway, I haven't gotten to the end of this video yet, but that's okay. But I would announce what I'm doing on the next video on Saturday. But I've got back to the dog, which, like I said, you can see I'm working on it. The mouth. Now with this, actually, and I'll talk about actually the painting itself. Now this is very, very sort of painterly loose kind of style. I mean, it's got a bit of detail. You can tell it's a dog, obviously. But I didn't go detail mad on this, partly because I want to see what it looked like when I did it. And it looks okay. I actually do like the way it looks. Like, you can, the direction of the fur, and, there's a bit of shading. I probably could have added a bit more shading to it, but that's in the future. Practice makes perfect. And, but, because I wasn't using my display tablet with this. This was the Huion tablet, so, I'm going from the display tablet to where you're drawing on the screen to the Huion tablet, where it's, you're drawing there, you're not drawing on the screen, you're drawing on the tablet, and it's showing up on the screen that you've got it plugged into. It's a bit of a jump back and forth. It's really odd. I didn't think it would be, but it kind of is. And so what am I doing now? I'm rambling again, but hey, what's new with that? I'm always rambling. That's what I do, because I don't make scripts for these things, because one, I'm a lazy editor and I don't want to edit them. And two, I think I just can't be bothered. That was my hand hitting the table. You might have heard that. That kind of hurt. But yeah, I just can't be bothered. Which, is a good thing, maybe, and a bad thing. I don't really know. Could be a bad thing. Maybe in the future I'll do scripts, but honestly, I just talked as I'm watching this video to see and just kind of maybe have a story to tell. Like I said, the dog groomers. Oh! Back to the dog groomers. The dog, me saying get bit by dogs. That was nothing. I didn't have to get stitches getting bit by dogs. Worst thing I actually did, injury-wise, was me to myself. A mat rake, which is blades on a handle to get mats out of long hair and stuff like that. Well, I was using that. The dog moved, and my hand was in the way and got sliced by my thumb. Got sliced by the blade, and I still have a scar on my hand. 20 years later? Not because it was quite deep. But obviously I didn't go back to work. I wouldn't stop bleeding, so there was actually a nurse, a friend of the boss's in, and she's like, you need to go get stitches, so I did, and then I had 2 weeks off from that job, but I had 2 other jobs to go to, so that was okay. But yeah, because I had 3 jobs at the time, because this is the way the time scale worked and stuff, and I didn't have a life, But no, occasionally I would go to Lethbridge and, get some CDs or something like that, or just go watch a movie, or go out for lunch by myself and stuff, which, you're a loser by yourself. Actually, no, I prefer eating lunch by myself if I'm at a restaurant, because then I can sit there and read, personally. I mean, I'll talk to somebody if I'm with somebody, but, a relaxing day, just kind of do whatever you want kind of thing. And go to Tim Hortons, because, they have a there's not going to be a Tim Hortons in Dundee. The bloody council keeps voting no. I don't live in Dundee. I'm just saying it's the closest big city to me, and because I'm not going to Glasgow to go to Timmy's, or I don't know where the other ones are. But I think Glasgow is that was the first, I think. I can't remember. In Scotland, I can't remember. But yeah, there's no Timmy's nearby. Damn it. which is okay. I mean, I don't need to eat Timbits. It really is probably a good idea that I don't eat Timbits. Anyway, oh yeah, well, we'll bring this back to dogs. Dad had a dog, a Dalmatian, 17 years old, who knew what a Timbit box looked like. And every time if you brought one home, wouldn't leave you alone until you give him a Timbit. But anyway, this isn't finished. I added a very simple bluish kind of background to it because by this point I'm like, I really am done with this. I need to move on to something else, which I have. Well, I'm going to tomorrow, but I haven't done it quite yet. But I have my idea in my head. But yeah, so like I said, I like how furry he looks, and it was an experiment. It's not a failed experiment, but it could have been slightly more detailed, more smooth, I think, maybe, looking at it now. But the eyes are nice, and I like that. I could always cut the eyes out and do something else with them. But yeah, so yeah, thank you for listening to me ramble once again about complete and utter crap, and watching the video. And oh, I'm gonna put a long version up if you really want to see the 2.5 hours of whatever it is, however long it is. I think it's 2.5 hours roughly. Probably put it up in the next couple days if you really want to see, the whole thing from start to finish. And yeah, so yeah, thank you for watching again. And like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that usual crap. And please come back next Saturday.